Yeah, yeah. What they saying? I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shine. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shine. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine.
Listen, guys, you know it's for the H.G.R.G podcast. It's just Jerry, DT, and your one knowing Lance. But you know we also have our off topics.
Lance, do me a favor, bro. Put your hoodie. You're not a cow if you don't put that. Okay, no, go ahead.
This is obviously the Halloween edition. You know, I'm a cash cow. I don't know what that guy is. Maybe a DJ, DT, and you know, just Jerry looks like he's ready to rob something. So, you know, we want, you know, rest in peace, Takeoff. There's a lot of subjects we were talking about, and you know, obviously, you know, we record, you know, these off topics, and we give you, you know, we're human, so we give you our perspective of these situations. And
first off, happy Halloween, fellas.
Happy Halloween,
happy Halloween, fellas. Step off.
Cash.
It hurts that I'm gonna have to ask this guy a question, bro. But are you still with us, man?
I signed for some big numbers, baby.
Hey, man, coming off the the trade deadline, you know, we were able to renegotiate the contract. You know, Lance, you know, obviously he figured it out that he wasn't worth what he thought he was worth. we were able to come to negotiations, and Lance, you with us for the long term.
I just signed a long-term deal.
Yeah,
we was gonna pick up the Celtics coach, but the Nets picked them up. So
yeah, that's definitely one thing we want to talk about. You know, and not to, you know, dim the mood here, but you know, we lost another one. You know, Takeoff, unfortunately.
From Amigos.
You know, Amigos have been, you know, big in hip hop. You know, if you're young, you know about them. If you're a little older like us, you still know about them. And I guess that says a lot to the stamp that they made, you know, in hip hop. But once again, it digs deeper to you know, a subject that, you know, needs to be addressed in the minority community. You know,
so the research we got going on is Quavo and Takeoff was in a dice game in Houston, and things got a little heated with Quavo because he was losing money, and
allegedly.
Allegedly he was losing the bag, he was losing the dice game, and somebody from his camp pulled out the first gun and started shooting. So one stray bullet hit Takeoff in the head, and instantly he it was dead at the scene.
Allegedly,
we weren't there, but research the information that we got from other people, from sources and stuff like that, it was a stray bullet from their camp, and one shot killed Takeoff. So let's dig in, because this is what we talk about off cam every day. Stuff like this, stuff like our community killing our community.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, and not to bring up Kanye West, but you know, they jump on Kanye West when he makes a statement. You know, and some of it is warranted for sure. You know, he says some out of pocket shit. But you know, the real underlining issue is that, you know, there's some communities where people look like you, and you're not allowed to walk down the street without an issue, you know, or be able to protect yourself, or having to protect yourself. And you know, and it's a sad thing, and it's, you know, it's something that we work hard so that way our kids and our families don't experience. But yeah, we came from that. you know, and it's sad that you got to work your way out of that situation because there's no community, you know, there's no, you know, even though we're not rich, or this is we our pockets aren't stacked, you know, and this isn't the greatest
Speak for
neighborhood, but, you
yourself,
know,
bro.
it's you know, I mean in that community, you know what I'm saying? At least, you know, you would at least want to feel safe where your grandmother lives.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where your mother lives. And it's just not that, and I don't see it getting any better. It just keeps getting worse.
Let's go back to one subject.
Yeah.
Explain to me why you're at a dice game.
Yeah, it seemed like a close off, you know, bowling alley, I guess. But
It's in Houston, not your hometown. This is not your hometown.
Listen, man. At the end of the day, listen. I move away. I move a certain way, and I'm not on their level. You know, I'm not 10, 100 million, 50 million, whatever. I don't play around in areas, in circles that I'm not like comfortable in. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm in a scenario where I have to be there, I got to be comfortable. Meaning I have to be able to control the situation. You know, people who I am affiliated with have to be able to control the environment. Had it not been that, I might not pull up. And if I do, it's controlled.
So what was given to us was they do this on the regular. They close down a spot. There's usually people that know each other inside the spot. It's well controlled.
organized.
Yeah, well controlled. But this moment of time, some people were not invited that got invited was in that location.
So well controlled was no longer well controlled.
It wasn't totally controlled.
It wasn't 100% control because these guys are drug dealers and they have money.
Allegedly.
So allegedly, if you keep on saying it. But there were some people were drug dealers. Some people had some real numbers of cash that they could play with Migos and rappers type of cash.
Because you got to think, bro. Let's be honest, man. You know, if who I am today, right? I don't roll dice, but if I did, ain't no regular smuggler gonna be like, yo, let's roll dice together. You're not on my level.
Correct.
You got to have a bag. Like, I'm not gonna roll dice with somebody who $500 is like changed their life. $1,000 changed their life. $1,000 changed their life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna roll dice with somebody, you know, it gotta be like a real number, like to change their life. Mind you, I don't roll dice, but if I did, it has to mean the same to me that it does to them.
Yeah, so I did roll dice, right? And you know, because I just did, you know, so I'm just from that.
Yeah,
because you're a cash cow.
And it's but my thing is, to be honest, if I was at the Migos level, you'd never find me at a dice game. It was for me to come up. When I was rolling dice, I was trying to come up. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to catch a lick.
It goes. You could leave the hood, but the hood can't leave you. Okay. So in their facade, they're still in the hood, and the conversation is
it's corny.
It's correct. It's what are we talking about, bro? We're talking about Takeoff got shot at a dice game. The guy is 28 and wasn't playing. He was in the background. This hits home for me because I'm telling you, Quavo would have to see me. If I was Takeoff's brother, Quavo would have to see me. My brother is at a dice game behind you, just hanging out. Just because you're there, he's there.
Yeah, but he's his own man at the end of the day as well.
Right.
So right. You know, the reality is, yeah, maybe he would be there if his man wasn't there, right? But he's still his own man at the end of the day.
You're not gonna tell me that DT goes to a dice game we're there with DT because we're in Rochester, New York. We're not going with DT.
Yeah, we're going.
We're riding with DT. What are we talking about? So if somebody gets, if Jerry gets hit, you're gonna tell me, oh, Jerry's his own man? What are we talking about? I'm riding with DT.
Nah, you know what the difference is? DT wouldn't pull up with y'all knowing what the temperature is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've been there, like, this is a real story, true story. Like, God knows my life. I can't lie to you. I pulled up in a place where I didn't belong. Right? I was young. And I pulled up. I'm just trying to have a good time. Like, I had no intention on rolling dice. Nothing. Just I was chasing girls. And
they was running too.
I think whatever. I thought it was like a big deal. And people who know me know this is a real story. You know what I'm saying? This really changed my life. Like people who know me know this changed my life. So I pulled up with somebody who was just in a real situation, like, a real situation. And I fight my tears though, because I'm being honest. And people in the driveway of the party was, hey, DT, da da da, whatever, so and so and so. And we embraced those people, and really we was chasing girls, and all of a sudden shots go off. And one of my guys, he died in my arms. I seen him take his last breath. I know that pain, like, for real though. And that shit, you don't plan it. When you went there, it was all love. It was like everything was good. Like, we didn't go there for no beat. It was no problems. We went there, we was chilling. And when hindsight, when you look back, you're like, damn, if I would have never went there, because I was the one that said, let's go to the party. You know what I'm saying? If I'd have been like, nah, let's just go home, could have been different. But it wasn't. And that's I guess that's just what's written in my cards. And for his family, I don't want to sound like that, but in my life, I mean that. Like, that's what's written in my cards. But for his family, I feel bad because that really happened. You know what I'm saying? And it relates to that story because I'm sure that when the homie went to that party that night, they never thought that was the outcome.
Right.
They probably done this multiple times. But my conversation is, Takeoff is only there because Quavo's there. He is not, just like you just said, you're not playing dice. So what are you there for? I'm only there because my man is there.
Right.
Yeah, and I see your point of view and your perspective, but even deeper than that, it's the fact that, man, we just got it. When does it stop? When do we? I don't know if it ever stops. Really, it just keeps getting worse. I mean, it's just on the outside looking in, they're looking at us crazy that we don't know how to act.
As
we can't be together.
I'm
Can't
honest,
be a group of us.
Like, as they should though. Like, when does it get to the point where, when we get to the point where we this lit for them, when does it get to the point where they do? When I say they, I mean they. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I say they, I mean they. And I'm not on my Kanye shit, but I mean they. When does it get to the point where they do they and we do that?
I was just explaining that to Lance earlier this day.
Yeah, you're right.
They have the blueprint. What are we not going with the blueprint for?
Right.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just like you can't, you know, you hear the Kanye West stuff like that, and you know the anti-Semitic stuff and Jewish people. But you know, the reality is that you know Jewish people are on the same page. They're on the same page. You know what I'm saying? And for some reason that we can't get on the same page, it's mind-boggling.
What do you feel about that though? How, like, matter of fact, I don't.
This is the reason why we started our podcast.
Right.
I people are not on our page.
I don't want to put you on blast. I'm gonna make the me statement. DT. Jewish people on the Kanye level, I don't feel that.
You don't feel what?
I don't feel what he said, the way he said, how he says. I don't feel that. I'm not there. I'm not there. But I have a lot of Jewish connections that verify that Jewish people fuck with Jewish people. Right?
As they should.
That's a blueprint, bro.
And I fuck with those Jewish people.
Right.
So Jewish people fuck with Jewish people. Just like Asians fuck with Asians. You know, we can go down the line. Dominicans fuck with Dominicans. They don't fuck with Puerto Ricans. You know.
Right. It just seems the minority seem to just it's not fucking with each other. It's fucking each other over somehow, some way.
Right. But when you say it out loud, it gets a whole nother microphone. You know what I'm saying? But you know.
No, so if we're gonna squeeze into Kanye West, and we're squeezing into Kanye West, it's the delivery. You cannot tell me, sir. You cannot tell me you're saying what you're saying like you just said right now. There's no offense to that.
Right.
I'm not taking offense to that. You just said exactly what Kanye West said. But why is he getting crucified? Is the delivery you're giving this to us?
That's not the only reason why. The only, you know, because for Kanye, what this is deep. Let's be clear. DT's opinion. Nobody else. Kanye says whatever. He spits diarrhea out of his mouth. Literally diarrhea. He shits out of his mouth. Because today he needs my support. Tomorrow he needs their support. Next week he needs, you know, he searches for like the hip hop community, black culture, whatever you want to call. Yeah, now. You know what I'm saying? Like now. But really what he's chasing is Balenciaga, you know. I don't respect that, bro. I don't respect it.
So
but just to be clear, are you saying he picks and chooses his times when he wants and needs support from certain? So when he's chasing Louis Vuitton and Balenciaga and all that, he's not screaming for you know the black community support, right? And then when it doesn't go right with his dealing with I guess Jewish people, right, that he's having dealings with, and when it doesn't go right with them, now it's I need black support. Right? Is that what we're? Is that
a little? I would say a little bit. You know, you're right, but more so.
I'm asking if that's what you mean.
No, I would say a little bit. It's that I wouldn't. What I'm gonna say is that's not the actual depiction of what I'm saying. But how do you say George Bush hates black people, and then create a shirt that says "White Lives Matter"?
See, what Kanye West is,
and you're the same person.
He's a genius.
Go ahead.
Because he knows a blueprint on staying irrelevant.
Irrelevant or relevant?
Irrelevant.
No,
he knows how to stay here. Irrelevant. He knows how to be
he said
he knows how to stay relevant. Okay.
Relevant.
Yeah.
So the conversation is, he knows when he's going to drop a sneaker, he has to look like he's out here. When he's dropping an album, he knows what to do. What just happened right now is he overstepped his fame and it crumbled right in front of his eyes. All you have to do is stay relevant, and then my stuff will sell. He drew that blueprint. He overstepped his boundaries. They took his life away. My issue with Kanye West is today he loves us, tomorrow he doesn't. When he burns this bridge, he wants to come back from burning. That is my problem with Kanye. I'm not telling you what he said was wrong. I'm not telling you he's 100% wrong. What I'm telling you is Kanye West burned bridges and then asked it for forgiveness after. He disrespected George Floyd, and then he said sorry.
Yeah. So it's stuff like that it makes it. Even if you side with him, right, and you feel him, and you're like, you know what? Then he says stuff like that makes you can't stand with him when you say stuff like that.
I don't. You know
what I'm saying? It's hard. It's real hard to
in
stand
life. I'm me. Mind you, I'm speaking for me. This is my opinion. You know.
You stop doing that. You look like a wrestler.
No, I really mean that though. When you say I'm this, I'm that. If I don't agree with you, then I don't. You know, right. With Kanye, I don't agree with nothing he says overall.
Absolutely zero, though. There's nothing.
Hold on. Let me circle that back. Yeah. I don't agree with Kanye's ways. I don't agree with Kanye's points. I don't agree with Kanye, period.
Like his tactics? Or
period. Just... Yeah, like his antics, not tactics, antics.
I got a question.
Does that mean that everything he says is false? No. There's some truth there. There's some things that mean something. But do you go at Jewish everything? Mind you,
the guy said, I hate
had it not been for fucking the Jewish, whatever you talking about, you wouldn't be where you're at.
He wasn't specific. He didn't say the people that deal with the industry, the Jews that deals with the music industry.
Yeah,
he
said
you start going all Jewish people, bro. What are you talking about? You can't fucking do that.
No. And he said, I'm jealous of the way Jewish people stick together. Mind you, listen, Jewish community, really, they really about that life.
I was gonna tell you
that. As are Asians, as are Russians, as are, there's multiple communities that if you're not that, you can't get in. Like secret societies really exist.
Jewish communities, if you don't follow them, they banish you. So when Lance was speaking about they are together, no. People follow suit. If you don't follow suit, bye.
We don't need the negativity.
We need a win.
What? Say it again.
So in Jewish communities, if you don't follow suit what they're doing and live their way they live, they banish you. Don't come back.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe what?
That what you just said.
So what's the guy who passed away? Mike Miller. Do you know he was banished from the Jewish community?
No, I don't know that story.
Yes, he is. He was banished from Jewish. He's Jewish, and he didn't do anything Jewish. They didn't even tell him that they didn't claim him as a Jewish representative. He's Jewish. Okay. His whole family's Jewish. They do not claim you. They banish you, bro.
Right, and that may be true. I don't know the intricacies of how the Jewish community works, but I do know on the outside looking in.
Yeah. So I have a dealing, I have a very intricate dealing with, and I appreciate, Jewish community.
You see, man, DT is slightly on that.
Nah,
walk eggshells over there, boy. I see you.
Hey, listen, God knows that I speak truth. Eggshells, no eggshells. And
God, dude.
And the people who I'm referring to also know the real me. So they don't, this ain't scripted. It's not like fake. But I defend, I really do. I defend my Jewish community that I deal with, or the Jewish members of the Jewish community that I deal with. You know, there's never been an exclusion
I'm gonna
any
ask
sort.
some questions, bro.
No, he's not talking about you. You're not Jewish.
Oh, me?
He's talking about the Jewish people in the Jewish community. That if you're out of line and you're not in alignment with how they move
That's a good
and
point,
their
man.
beliefs, then you have to go, right? Because right now we're running something like a well-oiled machine. We're on the same page. That's why when one is done with you, they're all done with you. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they don't need to be on different pages where, all right, well, you know what? I can't get money with you over here, but I can get money with this Jewish guy over here or this Jewish company over here. You can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Lance, what's your origin?
I am Brazilian and Puerto Rican.
Jerry, what's your origin?
I'm Haitian, Dominican, and Italian.
Say it again.
Haitian, Dominican, and Italian.
All right. I'm Puerto Rican, Italian, right? Cool. I know somebody, right, who has a relationship with me simply because I'm Italian. Mind you, my grandmother is 100% Italian. My grandfather is a 100% Puerto Rican. So, my mom is 50-50. I don't know what that makes me, but whatever. Point of the story. Because I have Italian descent, the person who I'm talking about deal with me simply because I have Italian descent. It doesn't matter if it's 1%. When I had a meeting with this person, they were like, oh, I know so-and-so. What's your background? And when I told them that my grandmother was this and I'm that, and that I have Italian descent, because I said that, they allowed me to do business with them.
Right. That's not unheard of.
Yeah, but that just proves our point.
All right.
I said it.
Yeah. So, but you could just never be a made man. That's all.
Nah,
correct.
Never.
Correct.
Yeah. That's because you're more Puerto Rican than anything I know about. I know it for a fact. Point blank, period. But but the underlining issue to what we were speaking about is that, our communities have to get on the same page. You see what I'm saying? Like it can't be war, it can't be constant war. It just can't be, and I know how Jerry grew up. I know I grew up, DT, we hear the stories that you just said, and I was always at constant war, like I didn't, you might just be, all it has to be is the different, how, the mindset is crazy. But to me, it was normal. You could just be born or live on a different part of the city, you know what I'm saying, a different block, and automatically, you know what I'm saying, in my head is enemy, is war. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, and now that I've been removed, I feel like, and not to ramble on here though, but I feel like once you remove yourself from that environment, right, you change. You see different things, you see different people, your mind can go. Because I tell you what, I didn't see anything outside of just my neighborhood for a very long time. Right.
But that's the reason why you're in that neighborhood. Because that's what they do to us.
Right. And you can take famous people too. Look at 50 Cent, right? You look at 50, if you look at the first documentary, right? You see him outside the, do-rag, white tee, looking for the police because he still got the pole on him, right? And then you fast forward, he's trying to feed 1 billion kids. You see what I'm saying? Like it changes. It changes you. You have real life, I guess famous people where you can look at if you really, really pay attention, you could watch their transition, and since we're just, I don't want to call us average Joes, but we're not famous, in front of people all the time, you don't really see the transition of people like us, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I could barely put it.
They do, but they have to be like.
They have to be in your circle around you, right? I could barely put a sentence together, you know what I'm saying, without sounding you know, crazy. I could barely at 18
Better-
years
better-
old, I could barely put a sentence together without
Better
stumbling.
words, ignorant.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I couldn't. I didn't speak well. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I would go to a restaurant and I didn't know how to tip. I didn't know to take my hat off. You know, I didn't know. I just didn't. There was so many things I just didn't know. You know, you see what I'm saying? And I had to learn. And once I explored the world, got outside of my community, you know, got outside of my block. And I think that's what we're missing. I think a lot of people need to explore, man. The world is
Do you
big.
know how many 60, 70-year-old, well, guy, women that never left their block, that never left their community, their hood?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And that's it. That's all they know, and that's what they're gonna die knowing.
It's documented, right? So I went away for a little while. It's documented, right? 90% of the people that I spoke to never left their hood. Never. Where you from is where you die.
Yeah. I think that's key.
Where your dad was born and your mom was born is where you live and where you die. You know, it's documented. Like, and I'm not making it up. If you ask, you know, your friends, family, and I had I got a cousin that I rock with, hard body. Matter of fact, salute Macho. He helped me with dogs. You know, he got me involved with dogs. And I salute him because, you know, me and him had a real deep conversation, like, and it really, I think that conversation changed his life and my life. You know, we asked each other, you know, where did you grow up? He told me the address. I told him the address. At the time, his parents were living at the address that I grew up in. I told him, bro, you got to break the cycle. I got to break the cycle. He moved out. I moved out. We look back. We are the first generation to be able to do that. But that's because our conversation with each other, looking back on, you know, what our parents did. Mind you, our parents did the best they could do for us. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, we break bread together. But because we're, you know, informed, educated, we're able to leave that, you know, and go away. No shots, but we were to do that. And I to me, that's lit. That's dope. That's part of the whole conversation.
Yeah, and I think that's the key, man. I don't think people talk about that a lot. You know, I think people have to leave, you know, and go explore other things in different places, you know, where you can relax and, you know, you can start fresh sometimes. You don't have to look over your shoulder. You know, you don't have to carry a gun just to go to the corner store. You know what I'm saying? Because you've accumulated so many issues where you're from. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's you know, I think people need to stop. Don't move to another community and fuck that community up and start a whole new gang, a whole new set because you know you can, or because you got the background now and you think you can earn the stripes. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is start fresh and try to be somebody. You know, just that mindset is crazy. And you know, I even ask people, like I asked my wife, I'm like, damn, was I like that? And my wife, like, hey, absolutely.
Or Lance, why not buy your community?
Or buy your community. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jay-Z's giving you the blueprint too. But see, that's the type of stuff
So
that
is H.G.R.G.
Yeah, that's a fact. H.G.R.G.club.
So that's what we teach him. Buy your community. We talk this talk because you know we come from that. But what we saying now is that, all right, cool. Now buy your community. Be the landlord. Be the owner. Dictate what happens in your hood where you grew up at.
That's another angle too.
How do you do that?
That's the issue right there.
Follow us.
That's the issue right there. Because
follow us.
Education is not education is not cute. Nobody wants to do education. Nobody wants to go to school. So it's not cute. But we're not telling you, hey, go to school to have a debt. Hey, we say go to school to get the community where you wanted to be.
To get to a bag.
Yeah, to
right to the bag.
Yeah.
We're not giving you algebra, which you're never going to use.
Right.
Yeah.
We're giving you key points where you're going to use to make the bag.
Right.
Education is not cute. Education you need to get to the bag.
Yeah, it's not sexy as a rapper, you know, or an athlete, you know.
Right.
The reality is that, you know, even college, man, nobody sat down and told me about college. Nobody told me, listen, it's not all about schoolwork. You get to live on your own, explore. There's females everywhere. There's parties. You're gonna join the sororities and all this stuff that comes with it. You know, nobody told me that. You know, nobody taught me that. Nobody sat down and spoke to me about that. Nobody said, listen, here's a quick way to leave right after high school. You know, you get into a good college and go. You know, bro, there's financial aid. You know, there's financial aid, there's student loans. Hey, listen, I'd rather a student loan than a funeral home. You know, so you can say what you want, but there's other ways to get out the hood other than being a rapper or an athlete. 100%. And we don't say that shit. Being a doctor is not sexy. How about making a couple $100,000 a year? You know, that's not sexy. You know, does it take time? Yeah, of course it does. You know, how about a real estate investor? Now, when he talks about that, take a course, educate yourself. You'd be surprised what you could do with just a couple bands. You'd be surprised. You know,
ask yourself, bro. We don't lie. We tell the truth. Google search real estate investors. Who are the most richest and millionaires? You know, at the age of 30, 25, 45, 55. You know, what do they do? Google.
They got their hand in real estate somehow, some way.
I promise you it's real estate. I promise you.
The gentleman that just passed away this morning, he has about 7 houses, guys. He rents out houses too.
Real estate.
Takeoff
Real estate.
Real estate, bro.
Mind you, God bless his soul, his family, everything. This is sad, bro. It's sad. That shit is sad.
28 years old, bro.
He got, I don't play with death. We don't play with death. To leave Earth before your time, or
it's something minuscule.
Yeah, like
I wonder how much money was really on that floor.
It don't even matter. It don't even matter.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, what's it? What they got $30,000 sitting on that floor?
Go to the casino.
It could have been $7 million. My kids, like I'm blessed. I'm blessed in life. I take my kids to school every day. I drop my, and I stand on that. Like I'm braggadocious about that. Like as a father, that's my dream. I drop my son and daughter off at school every day. Yes, I do that. And I fucking love it. And I wouldn't trade that for the world. You know what that man, I say this shit every day. Hey, good morning. How you doing? I'm living the dream. Oh, you living the dream? Yeah, you know why? Because I woke up on the right side of the dirt. You know how many people didn't wake up this morning? I say that shit every day. And I mean it. Because I know what it is to be dead. Because you know what? I got feelings. I did some shit. And, I felt like I was dead, but I wasn't. And, at a moment I was like, but nevertheless, I say this to say that people die every day and that they don't wake up with their family, their kids. I do. And I appreciate it. I would tell you or challenge any and everybody. Do you know what it means tomorrow when you wake up whatever you love, it ain't there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we don't want to get. I don't want to get too deep for the audience.
I
Like,
have to
I don't
because
want. I
that's
don't
what
want
it
to make
means.
it dim. But at the end of the day, this is that's why we call it off topic. It's just things like I said. We're human outside of real estate, so this type of stuff affects us as well, and and we come from it. So and we hate that. But at the end of the day, you have the comments from Kanye West where he says he's jealous and whatnot, and I understand his jealousy. You want your people to be like that as well, 100%. But it's gotta can't be killing each other at dice games, and motherfuckers can't be scared to walk down the street, without a strap in the neighborhood. Until that happens, until we have self correction, it's not. You can't blame it on anybody outside of that.
You could blame the Jewish. That's the easy way. You could blame the white guy. That's the easy way.
Right.
That's the easy way. I'll blame somebody else right now that we're not successful.
That's not the problem. That's not the problem.
That's not the problem, bro.
Hey, I promise you this. It wasn't no Jewish guy that dice game.
Preach.
That's a fact.
Preach.
Man. It's hard to argue with that.
There was no Jewish guy at the dice game, at the event, brought the event upon, consolidated, affiliated, nothing Jewish about that. Now, mind you, what's going to get more attention is Kanye talking about anti-Semitism, right? But the problem is not anti-Semitism. He's talking about that because he's chasing a bag. That's my problem with Kanye. Bitch, you don't give a fuck about the culture. You give a fuck about your pocket. Right now, you chasing, anti this, anti that, because you chasing that. Bruh, what got you to where you at is your roots, is your culture. So now you go back to that and you make those claims. You know what I'm saying? So now we supposed to be like, when I say we, I mean them, because it's not me, but they supposed to grab onto that. Like, oh yeah, Kanye, grab that bag. Bitch, you're 11 million up when you said that comment. Right? So you said that so that we grab that, but we might not have grabbed that. Now you're not even one bill up.
So the issue I have with Kanye with that is,
I just have a question. Why is he not so on the news now when he's not $11 billion? Now he's not even worth $1 billion no more.
Because he's on the news. Though. He's on the news.
Yeah, he's definitely
he's there. He's there.
Yeah.
But why is he not so? Obviously, because they put you there.
So that's the reason why I said
you were against. I don't know.
The reason why I say the issue with Kanye is Kanye thought he was free. He thought he had a piece of America.
That's because they relate money to freedom.
Correct.
Right. He thought he was Andrew Tate.
He thought
that's a real equivalence though. Right? And Andrew Tate, he can say whatever the fuck he want.
Yeah, it's a fact. He said he built it like that.
I disagree.
Because he's been separated himself from any brand.
You disagree, Jerry, because you're not doing your homework. I've sent you stuff. You have not done your homework.
Because what you are saying, Andrew Tate is free. He is not trying to do exactly what Kanye West is doing. Kanye West is trying to do a lot more different.
Right, but the thing is that and
Kanye West before Kanye.
Say it again.
Andrew Tate was Kanye West before Kanye.
No, I feel like I guess the point that I'm making, because I brought up Andrew Tate, is that Kanye West says something, right? Gets canceled, all the doors closed. He's going crazy. Now he's looking for help. Now he's reaching back to his culture, his community, whatnot. Andrew Tate gets canceled. He lights up a cigar and goes, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? He does it, so
that's because he's not looking for the same thing Kanye West is looking for. Kanye West has 400 million right now. To Andrew Tate is 400 million. But they're not looking to do the same thing with their money.
Right.
Kanye West needs to be involved with the culture. He
Right.
could say, fuck it, he doesn't care. Andrew Tate could talk what he talked, but he's not looking for the same thing.
Right.
So Kanye West is looking for more.
Right. So he still needs people. So he should have.
I don't want to silence Kanye.
Honestly, I don't even know if he should have did that.
Well, if you wasn't ready for what was coming, you should have. You know what I'm saying? If you're not willing to stand on your square, right? Then don't say it.
I think for Kanye, you know, it's like racism, right? It's like, and I know this is a fine line, and I'm white skinned, so I'm able to talk about it, you know. And I'm not mad that I'm talking about it. You know, people say I have black friends. I'm not racist. I have black friends. You know, I'm not anti-Semitic. You know, my mother-in-law is Jewish. Or I'm not anti-black. You know, whatever. It is what it is. I think Kanye said what he said because he was so full of himself.
Agreed.
He thought when he saw his net worth, and that's just at 11 billion, richest black man in American history, he thought he could say whatever the fuck he wants, and that 11B stays the same. He never ever thought, if I do this, that 11B can be 400 M's. He never considered that. That's Kanye not being smart. That's my opinion.
But I can agree with that.
Right, he wasn't playing chess.
He's not playing chess. He thought he had enough.
You know why? Because that's a regular person. That's a regular person who comes off Section 8, mom, dad struggling, made whatever they made a year, whatever, and then comes to fame, thinking that they outsmarted the game and does that. That's my opinion.
My opinion is he had enough money and he was sick of being called, in lack of better words, the nigger.
Nah, hell no. I disagree.
Bro, you cannot tell me what he's saying right now is fighting because he's a nigger.
So you think that he wanted a seat at the table and he wasn't getting
Can I ask you?
That's correct.
Can I ask you, what do you think sparked this from Kanye? This, not Kanye, because Kanye been Kanye for years. What do you think sparked this from Kanye?
For me, in his mind, he believed he made Gap better, Adidas better, Balenciaga better. He made them popping.
Which I'm not mad at that. I think I agree to that.
So he made the mistake of thinking they needed him more than.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No. I think, in my opinion, this is my opinion.
Let me ask you a question, D.
Go ahead.
How much percentage is Kanye West in Adidas? How much do you think he sells his product, himself, sells in Adidas brand?
I don't like your question.
Why?
Are you asking me?
So Adidas sells
off of Adidas, or are you asking me how much is Adidas involved with the Kanye brand? Because I think, that's.
No, let me try to word it for you.
Go ahead.
So Adidas, when it comes to their gross sales,
mm-hmm.
what percentage of that do you think comes
Kanye
off
West
Kanye's
is involved
back? Right, so meaning that the Yeezys that are sold through Adidas, his product, wherever it is, how much of that 100% of their net sales, how much of that net sales do you think comes from Kanye West?
I don't know the number, but I would have to
say percentage,
like probably 60-70%.
Wow, that's
you think Kanye West runs Adidas?
Because that means he would outsell everything.
I think he does.
So that means Adidas would lose 70% of their net income
because of Kanye.
Because Kanye left, or because they cut Kanye off.
Do you believe that?
I don't think they would lose 70%.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying what
But
percentage of their business do you
I
think?
think he was
that comes from
responsible
Kanye?
for 70% while he was a part of it.
So,
When
so
he becomes not a part of it, then he was responsible for 0%.
So,
I think Adidas would definitely survive without him.
What happened with Adidas and Kanye West? Kanye West is 10% of Adidas revenue. 10%. That means 90% without with Kanye West, they're making without him. You're nothing to me, bro.
So it doesn't really cripple him.
I don't. Obviously, facts are facts, right?
Correct.
But what I would say is that whatever. So prior to Kanye, right? Adidas weren't cool.
Adidas was still cool, bro.
Nah, hold up. It's
Shout out to Run DMC, man.
It's opinionated. It's all whatever you want to call it. Prior to Kanye, Nike fucked Adidas out the sky, mind you. Cool.
They still do though.
Now that, of course, Nike is Nike. Nike is Apple.
You gotta remember that Adidas
is Samsung.
But you gotta remember Adidas also deals with athletes and soccer, and you know what I'm saying, like their hands are in a lot of things.
Yeah, but hold up. Kanye is the Michael Jackson of sports content.
Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan?
Michael Jackson.
He's the Michael Jackson of sports content.
Yeah. Not content, I'm sorry. Apparel.
He's the Michael Jackson of apparel. So yeah, he's the king of apparel. Is what
like a one of one, though.
I don't really like Kanye's.
No, he could be a rock star.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't like his shoes. I don't like the clothes. I don't like none.
Yeah,
you don't have to like it, bro.
I mean, but it's only 10%. So really, it's not
10%.
What do you mean? It's only 10%. What do you mean?
So I tell you, if I run a company, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, 100% of my revenue, you're responsible for 10% of it. If I cut you off, I still have 90% of my revenue.
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
Let me stop right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Lance and Jerry create an L&M brand, right? Yeah. You're only responsible for 10%. L&M is only responsible for 10%. But Adidas goes up 40%.
The stock.
Not the stock.
What goes up 40%?
The overall brand.
40% what? The gross sales? 40%?
The whole brand. The brand.
Okay. So it can't be responsible for 10% and they go up 40%.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can, because you're separating it.
Okay, I'll let you finish.
If you Google right now, what was Adidas worth prior to Yeezy? Mm-hmm. And Google, what is Adidas worth right now? Well, with
Kanye.
Minus Kanye.
No, you're saying what was he with before Kanye? What were they worth with Kanye?
Right? Minus 2 weeks ago.
Right. What were they without him before?
Yeah.
And were they? How much they were?
Worth? I bet my house, home, kids' eyes, all that. It's not 10%.
But that's a loaded question, because somebody growing is growing regardless. So, because of Kanye, you're going to use Kanye if they're growing. It's a loaded question. If Adidas came up with a hot brand, they still grow because they're a hot brand. They didn't grow for Yeezy.
Right.
You're going to say Yeezy made them grow.
Because Nike, look at Nike. Nike signed Drake. Right. You see what I'm saying? Sprite and stuff like you can't go. But Nike has all kinds of athletes. So you can't give it to just one person. You see what I'm saying? They continuously trying to grow.
No. You can give it to one person.
Oh, okay.
It's like Nike to Jordan.
No, I just made the point that it's not.
because Michael Jordan is Nike, and then they have LeBron.
Then they have LeBron.
Now they have. Now they have.
No.
So you can't.
Michael Jordan was from 93, 96
to now.
Jordan, LeBron comes from this, that, and third. Mind you, they can coexist, but from 90 something to, this person made that go there, and then now this person takes that from there. So like when
then they would have to get rid of. That means they have to get rid of Jordan to understand.
I'm going to give you an example.
No, what do you mean they got to get rid of Jordan?
I would explain. No, for you to make your point, they would have to get rid of one and keep another one, right? It would be like dropping off and signing someone else and seeing if they can still progress.
No,
right?
who does that? It's algorithm. You don't need to get rid of somebody. It's cement. It's numbered.
Right. And you also can't credit one person.
Yes, you can.
Company.
Yes, you can.
So you credit Michael Jordan.
You can, but not a bigger company like Nike.
Yes,
right?
you can.
So many athletes. Okay.
That's why you know why. That's why Kyrie gets a deal, KD gets a deal, Jordan gets a deal. Whoever the top athlete, that's why they get the numbers they get, because they take those numbers, the algorithm, and that's how they get their deals.
Oh, they believe that they'll sell.
No, it's not about beliefs.
But we're talking about the growth of a company, and you're talking about a deal. So it's
I'm talking about you using Jordan as Nike, and because of Jordan has been in the game for long, it made Nike blow up. But Fat Joe using Uptowns, Air Force Ones, or Nelly singing a song, Air Force Ones, also brought Nike up. But you're not gonna give that to Nelly. You're gonna give that to Jordan.
What does that have to do with what I'm talking about?
Because
there's two people are bringing the company up, but you're only going to give it to Jordan because Jordan was a household name.
Because to bring it back to the original point, was you were saying Kanye West is the reason for everything with Adidas. When Adidas is they're doing a lot more, and they got their hands in a lot to keep the.
Okay, so tell me who did more for Adidas than Kanye.
But Adidas could do more for
Name one entity that did more for Adidas than Kanye.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Adidas itself is always trying to grow, right? So they're brokering deals with whether soccer teams and stadium, so they're brokering deals as well, doing stuff to make the brand grow.
I don't disagree with that.
So yes, even though Kanye gives them a boost, right? It could be a huge boost. You can't credit everything. So if they grew 40% with Kanye may be only he may only be responsible for 20% of that growth.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you say
but 20% of 4 billion is a real number.
I understand what you're saying.
We're not talking about the money, bro.
I don't. Yeah, right. So what you're saying is that you look at Adidas and see how much they've grown before Kanye and since they had Kanye. Yes, did they grow with Kanye? Yes, but they will also continue to grow with what they're doing on the business side as well. So you can't credit the whole jump to Kanye.
I don't credit the whole jump to Kanye.
All right, well that's my point.
But I disagree at the rate of growth.
If they're 40%, if what they gross is 40% higher since signing Kanye, you're saying that that's deserving to Kanye, right? Like, all right, you signed me since I've been with you guys for X amount of years, it's grown 40%, right? Is that
I don't
was the
have to
point,
say
right?
nothing. I don't gotta say shit. Adidas offered Kanye $1 billion for Kanye, and he said no. What are we talking about?
Wait, say it again. Say it
Adidas offered Kanye $1 billion for his brand. He said no. You tell me what that's worth.
It's also because he's an artist.
What are you talking about? Bro, he believes in his brand.
Right. He don't want to sell his
brand. That don't got nothing to do with Kanye. Adidas offered Kanye $1 billion
I just made you $1 billion.
No, I didn't make you shit.
What do you mean I didn't make you shit?
He definitely made Adidas. So what you're saying is that if
Kanye
they're trying to buy
a billionaire because of that. Adidas offered him $1 billion for him to leave that.
Right.
He's already a billionaire.
Right.
What do you mean they made him they didn't make him shit. He made him that. That's like H.G.R.G.
Bro, I'm sorry.
That's like H.G.R.G. right now, right? H.G.R.G. You lit. I say, you know what, Jerry Lance, I'm gonna offer you $1 billion to walk away. Did I make you that, or did you make you that?
Bro, how did you get lit? Is my question. How did you get lit?
I think both needed each other, right? So you need
by yourself. You needed the publishing. You needed backing.
So the Adidas platform gave Kanye that platform, that push, right, behind him, that machine behind him.
How are you think
blow up, right?
Adidas is about to make the same sneaker Kanye West is making, but just taking the yay out of it. Tell me how they're doing that.
You can't be serious. You're not.
They're gonna do. Yeah. The articles are out there. We were doing.
You're not asking me that question, are you? Are you serious?
I'm asking you, but you're saying I'm offering you $1 billion. I didn't make you the money. To offer you $1 billion, I know what you're worth. I'm the one who gave you the platform so you can make $1 billion. What are we talking about? And now I want you out of it. Here's another $1 billion. No, I don't want that. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Kanye being
I'm lost.
For Kanye to be a billionaire, he needed somebody to help him run to the goalpost.
I agree.
Right? So when he got there to the goalpost, they wanted to kick him out.
Okay.
Correct? He needed them to grow, no?
No. He don't. After he became a billionaire, he doesn't need nothing.
But okay.
He doesn't become a billionaire without that platform.
Let me ask you a question.
No, I agree that. He doesn't become a billionaire.
When he made him a billionaire,
I agree that.
When they made him a billionaire, why he's not a billionaire?
No, hold up though. Jerry, if you create H.G.R.G. and H.G.R.G. becomes lit, right? And Nike decides to become partners with H.G.R.G.
Hold on.
Would you ever in your life credit Nike for being the originator of H.G.R.G.? Yes or no?
Hold on.
Yes or no?
That's not the right question, though, DJ.
I asked you a question. Did I get lit by myself or did I use somebody else?
You got lit by yourself.
Okay, go ahead. Next question. Go ahead. Say the rest of the question, sorry.
I didn't ask no questions.
Yeah, you repeat the question you just asked.
Repeat the question you just asked.
Which one? I said a couple. I don't know. I said a couple. Are you talking about the one if you said if I come lit by myself? And
I asked you that because you said I build H.G.R.G. by myself.
Yeah.
Now, what else is the next question?
Okay, so if Jerry produces H.G.R.G. by himself, right? And Adidas says, yo, H.G.R.G.'s lit. I want to sign you to a deal, right? Now, when you sign to that deal, you're giving away partial of the ownership of H.G.R.G.
Yes.
Right?
It could be. Yeah.
Created H.G.R.G.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
No, yes.
Yes.
Did you hear what I said?
You said you gave you gave part of your company to Adidas.
But who created H.G.R.G.?
Oh, Jerry.
Okay. So who deserves accreditation for that creative? You know, whatever.
Right. It'll be Jerry, right?
Right.
But the thing is, so Jerry is making a good living off his podcast, right? The product he's created, right? He's making a good living. And then Adidas comes and goes, oh, let's use Spotify, right? Spotify goes, hey, listen, guys, we want to give you $10 million for your podcast, right? If you tell me whatever the deal is for part of your podcast, whatever, put it on our platform exclusively.
Okay.
And we say yes, right? So now let's say we have, 100,000 people tuning into us now, right?
But when you sign over ownership, you sign over what you agree to.
It depends on the deal, right? So they could own 25% of it, whatever, or it just exclusive rights for 3 years to be on Spotify. You see what I'm saying?
Yep,
So
yep,
whatever
yep.
the deal looks like. And then all of a sudden, we have 1 million followers, and then the brands start calling us, and they want us to, and they want to advertise on our podcast, and now we've made buku money, right? Do we take all the credit and say we got this shit lit, or do they go, listen, you did get it lit, absolutely, but our platform gave you the masses, and now that's what brought in even more money, right? So yes, you got lit, and you guys are the artists. It's your product 100%. But my platform is what brought in, what made brought in
our marketing, our plan, our blueprint.
We saying the same thing.
No, we're not, because what we're saying is that you're saying that you're basically leaning towards Kanye and saying Kanye is responsible for this big spike that Adidas had, and all the credit goes to him. When really, the credit, Adidas has their hands in all kinds of business. So let's stay on this. So Spotify, we're on Spotify. We signed with them. We're popping. We're the #1 podcast on Spotify.
I wish I could Google it. It's not what I'm saying.
Check me out, DT. We're the #1 podcast on Spotify, right? Then all of a sudden, their company is worth 30% more since they signed us. Let's say we've been there for 2 years. Are we responsible for that 30%? Probably not. Are we responsible for some of it? Probably. Great podcast. People are tuning in, bringing more advertisements. Yeah, we may be a part of that 30%, but not all of it, because Spotify are in business dealings all the time with other podcasts, outside advertising, whatever that looks like. So it's not all on us. So the reality is, if we cut off the relationship with them, we're going to lose a bag, and they're going to be just fine without us. And that's what I'm saying about the Kanye West. Am I painting that properly? Right?
1,000%.
With Kanye West,
I get it 100%.
Kanye West, definitely, there was a spike with Kanye West, 100%. But the reality is without Kanye, they're still going to be all right. And Kanye needed them more than they needed him, because I'm going to tell you what, like you said,
how does that become the argument?
What was the argument before that?
You said that Adidas went up 40% since. Oh, I would like to know how much they went up since they had Kanye. It was probably a lot, but what I'm saying is that no matter how much they went up, it wasn't all due to Kanye.
Was I wrong?
Yeah.
Are you saying Kanye West made them? Are you saying Kanye West is represent the reason why they went up 40%? Is my question.
Like obviously,
all of 40%.
We don't know they went up 40%. It's just for the state. Excuse me.
So we don't know numbers, but you're gonna ask me the number. I'm listening.
You're using your example, bro.
Right, we're using just the example.
You said 40%. Do you agree that Kanye made them go up, spike 40% by himself? Is what I'm asking. Because if you say no, then the conversation is over.
Yes.
Because we're on the same page.
So you're saying yes?
If the number's 40%, then yes.
Control the whole 40%?
If the number's 40%,
whatever spike Adidas had, right? Whatever spike Adidas had.
No.
That's 40%. That's at least 40%.
Don't move the goalpost.
Okay, I'm not going to move the goalpost. So let's say, I'm going to use your example then. I'll stick with that. If Adidas spiked at least 40%, you're saying that would be all due to Kanye. Is that correct? You know what I'm saying, Paige?
100%.
That's wrong.
There's no way in hell.
There's no way in hell. If he's only
Google it.
Absolutely.
You got a phone?
When I'm Googling.
No, but you just made up the 40%, goddammit.
No, I didn't make it up. I gave an example. I don't know the real number. I said that clearly up front.
Right, I know. So you just said 40%. So we understand that you made that example up.
So
right down below, if DT is tripping out here.
Take your phone right now and Google. When did Kanye become affiliated with Adidas? Whatever year it was. 08, 09, 10, 15, whatever it was. Okay. Since that year, how much did Adidas increase in stock?
I even asked you about stock.
Period.
Not the stock.
Whatever you want to call it. The number you want to call it. Whatever.
But that doesn't help your argument, bro.
What happened?
That doesn't help your argument.
Okay.
Because Adidas is also growing themselves.
How? Through what? Through who?
Do you think? Wait, hold on.
Hold on. So you're telling me Adidas did not grow without Kanye West?
So you're saying they're not in any business dealings?
Like, there's no way that Adidas doesn't grow without Kanye. What I'm saying is substantially to raise the bar 40%, 30%, 20%. If it's a 3%, 4% raise, okay, cool. Adidas did that. God bless you. What I'm saying is that Kanye does the movie. I promise you.
And I'm not saying you're wrong about that. Yeah,
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Him coming in the game, the stock is going to go up. Him coming in the game, that what they're going to make, what they're going to net is going to go up. You know what they're going to what they're going to gross is going to go up 100%. But it's not all due to just Kanye.
It can't be all due to Kanye.
You have kids playing soccer.
Before Adidas was Adidas. Excuse me, before Kanye was Kanye, it was Adidas. I'm not disputing whether Adidas is Adidas by itself. What I'm saying is that when Kanye was attributed to Adidas, it went up a lot. We're
not disagreeing with that.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're saying whatever it went up.
I don't understand the argument.
Because you're saying whatever it went up, Kanye's responsible for.
I never said that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that if Adidas was 3% and then Kanye signed and they became 48%, that Adidas is worth 3% and Kanye is worth 45%. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that Kanye is worth a lot of what the growth was. What the number is, like, it's an algorithm. It's I can prove it.
Yeah, I can agree with you. I can agree with you that he helped Adidas grow.
No, he didn't help. He didn't help. Let me ask you this: how much is Adidas worth today?
I don't know.
I don't know the answer on that.
None of you know. None of you know. You know what I do know? I know Adidas offered him $1 billion.
All right, Adidas is worth almost $19 billion.
Okay, they offered him. What's 1 billion of a 19? Is that's like 0.2, 0.3%?
No.
So if you got two, right? If you got two, what's 100% of two? Two. What's 50% of two? One.
Yeah. This is whole numbers. So it's like
maybe 5%.
5%. 5% of it.
They offered him 0.2% of the whole company. Who have you ever heard them offering any percent of any company to? Come on, bro. Y'all bugging, man. Y'all bugging, bro.
They don't do that because nobody is a fucking firecracker like Kanye West. Jordan is not going to leave Nike because Jordan could have done his own thing by now. Jordan doesn't want to.
Bro.
Is Kanye West is a firecracker.
Google how much Jordan is worth.
So you're gonna tell me he's worth 20% because they gave him 20%?
No.
So are you gonna contribute he was an NBA player and he's an owner?
No.
To that number?
I don't care about none of the semantics. Nike's worth 100 billion. Jordan's worth 20 billion. That's what I'm saying.
Because of Nike?
Yes.
So all his revenue, all Michael Jordan's revenue comes from Nike?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to okay that? What you just said, okay, bro?
I don't know.
1,000%.
He's a fucking owner, bro.
Of what?
Of a basketball team.
No, bro. I'm talking about Jordan the brand, not Jordan the man. Jordan the brand.
Well, Jordan the brand is owned by Nike, so it's hard.
That's why I'm telling what I'm telling you.
You just want to know how much Jordan.
Oh my fucking God! Like, what are we talking about, bro?
Bro, be clear.
I think you were talking about Jordan the guy, bro. I swear to God.
I thought you were too.
The brand, Jordan the brand.
You want to know how much the brand brings in a year?
No, I don't want to know how much it brings in a year. I'm telling you, how much is Nike worth and how much is Jordan worth? The brand, Nike brand, Jordan brand. I promise you, Jordan brand It's 20%. That's what I said.
Jordan's brand is $10 million.
Bullshit. Jordan's a billionaire.
Jordan's brand is $10 billion.
Oh, billion. Okay, I'm listening. All right, that sounds like it. How much is Nike?
10% of Nike.
I said 20, but how much is Nike?
147.
Oh, not even
billion.
You know what 20% of 140%? You know what 20% of 147 billion is? 14 billion. You said Jordan brings in 20 billion. I told you
we didn't
Jordan.
say that. You said that.
No, I'm listening to you, pa.
What the fuck are you? What?
What did you just say for Jordan?
He's $10 billion.
Okay, 10 billion.
You said he was 20% of Nike.
Yes, his numbers.
What are we talking? We didn't say the numbers. We don't know the numbers. You don't know it.
So how much is Nike?
Yeah, Nike
147.18.
Nike has $30 billion in annual sales a year.
30 billion. What's 20% of 30 billion?
But that's just sales. That's not like net.
I don't know the numbers, bro. Jordan makes 20% of Nike sales, bro. It is what it is. It is what it is.
147. 20% of that is 29 billion, bro.
Yeah, but 147 billion is not a real number.
I'm not Googling anything you ask me to Google.
No. Oh, so if Nike was worth 147 billion, they'd be the most richest company ever in life.
You asked me what to Google.
Well, I
give you the numbers they gave me, and now you're telling me something different.
Top 10 richest company.
Yeah, I know. You're right. I'm wrong.
Yeah, I didn't say you're wrong. You asked me to Google.
Well, they couldn't be the richest company because you have Apple that's worth 2.294 trillion. So that's that. You have Microsoft worth 1.979 trillion. You have Amazon that's worth.
It's very simple, bro. It's very simple. It's not hard. It's really easy.
Yo, D, you're bugging right. You're tweaking, right? You're tweaking.
It's really easy though.
So 20% from 147 billion is 29 billion. He is not 29 billion, he is 10 billion. I don't know the percentages on that.
So he's 10%, not 20%.
Well, listen, to cap this off, Kanye West was definitely big for Adidas, 100%. He was going to be huge for Adidas. He was huge for Adidas. He was the Michael Jordan of Adidas, 100%. But when you wrap it all up, Adidas is going to be just fine without Kanye. I feel like Kanye.
Let me ask you another question. If they remove Jordan out of Nike, Nike's still going to be okay?
100%.
Same thing as Kanye.
Adidas definitely going to be all right without Nike.
But does that mean that they're going to do the same numbers? That's all I'm asking.
If Kanye West is 10% of Adidas, they're going to do 90%.
They'll lose 10% of their sales for sure.
More than 10%.
To be honest with you, actually in 2015, I was just reading that they went from 44% to 45%. So it was a 1% increase, which is still a lot. It's $2 billion. You know what I'm saying? Because you're talking about big numbers. So Kanye West was effective, at the end of the day. It's just the reality is that company is blue chip. It's not going anywhere. And, they're locked in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure they may not find another Kanye, but they're going to sign deals with other athletes. And they're doing a lot of other business adventures and, they're going to be just fine.
Listen, there's no question of whether Adidas or Nike is not going to be fine. They're going to be fine no matter who they don't need a Kanye to be effective. They don't need a Jordan to be effective.
It's kind of what we were saying.
Nike, I know it's not. Nike was Nike before Jordan. Adidas was Adidas before.
No, we were saying that because you were saying all the most of the growth when Kanye got there was due to just Kanye. No matter what, they're going to try to continue to grow. So not all of it is credited to Kanye.
So because I said that, right? That doesn't mean that Adidas wasn't Adidas before that.
No, I ain't said DT. So I ain't said.
Yeah, Adidas. Listen, before Kanye, Adidas was. After Kanye, Adidas will be. That's
Correct.
clear. There's no questioning. Before
That's
Jordan,
what we're saying.
Nike was. After
Right, we're
Jordan,
saying
Nike will be.
more.
What?
Who needed who more? Kanye needed them more, no?
Of course.
Gotcha. Okay, so I just want to be clear on the point.
But if Kanye would have taken his ideas to a different company or whatever,
Like Skechers?
I don't know what that would have looked like. But, you know, Adidas still would have been Adidas though.
Right. You
Agreed.
think Fila would have
Feli still would have been a Feli.
right, but what I'm saying is you think Kanye West would have blew up the same if it was with Fila or
Yeah, I think Kanye would have blew up wherever he went.
I agree. I
Don't know
agree.
the magnitude though.
right.
So to be clear, Nike is Nike before anybody. Adidas before anybody. What I would say is that Adidas became cool because of Kanye. And I think Kanye did a lot for the Adidas brand.
Yeah,
now, does that mean that Adidas would not have been Adidas without Kanye? No.
You didn't word that though before. If you would have said like that, I would agree.
I'm not saying nothing different.
You are. You said you grew 40% the whole night. I said so if Adidas grew 40% since Kanye West is there, he'd be responsible for all of it. You say yeah. That means that Adidas did nothing themselves to grow. It was just Kanye.
Okay.
Which you could really agree that Adidas made a great move because Nike said no to Kanye and Adidas swooped right in. So really, you got to give kudos to Adidas.
I'm not mad at
Adidas.
No, Nike gave him the shoulder.
No. He wanted a right.
No. Nike was right for him.
Right, so he won. They didn't give him the right deal, right?
It don't matter why.
It does matter. Did Nike didn't give Kanye the deal he wanted? Correct. So Nike said no to him.
No, not to the deal. To creating the sneaker.
To the deal.
They didn't give him. No.
So he wanted creative power.
He wanted power, but they would have given him a contract if he was going to sign with them. He said no. I want creative control.
And then what did Nike say?
I can't give you that. But the contract.
That's a no.
I can't argue with you niggas.
That's a no.
You niggas
the contract is here.
Your arguments is crazy, though. Is that really a G? Nah, that ain't no G. That's
if a contract is here.
What the fuck actually was a dot? It's still a G.
If the contract is in your face, you got to sign. But you want to negotiate the contract. I can't negotiate. Who walks away from the deal? You or me?
If I am asking for something, right?
The contract's in your face, though.
Okay, but all right. So let's put this down nice and easy. You gave me this contract. I want a revised contract, right? Because I want something from it. And then my revised contract means now the contract is in your face, and you say,
"I can't do that, but I can do this."
You can just say one word. It's one word.
I can't do that, but I can do this. That's what they said.
So what if I tell you I can't do that, but I can do this?
It's in your ball court. You say yes or no.
So it's never in your court. It's always in mine.
It's not that it's not my court
because I gave you an option.
Right. And and Kanye also gave them an option. So it seems like they both said no. Can we agree that they both just said no? They couldn't come to terms because you gave me a contract.
They wanted him though. They wanted him though.
They didn't want him enough.
They can't give him. He wasn't Kanye West yet.
No, bro, now he did it. Huh? He was Kanye. What do you mean he wasn't Kanye West?
What's wrong with you?
He was Kanye West.
What's wrong with you?
To get creative rights, he wasn't Kanye West yet.
What is that? No matter who the fuck he was, Jerry, sign this contract, 2,500. Take it or leave it. What do you say? Yes or no?
I need 3,000.
Right. So you can revise it.
Hold on. So if you say you need 3,000, whose face is the contract in? Mine's or yours?
My face.
Your face. His face. Yeah.
Your face. Okay, what happens?
So if I say no, what
You
happens?
didn't say no though. Stop saying that.
What I'm saying is that I can say no.
So what is
We're
Nike
talking
saying?
about facts. We're
So, all right,
saying
so
you're saying it's in my
Jerry's turn
face.
now.
I give it
All
to
for
you.
Jerry's turn now.
You could.
I can't, bro.
It's Jerry's turn.
This
gave
nigga right
you
here,
an
he
option
can't
for
lose.
something else. You walked away and said no.
Because I walked away because you said no to my revised contract. So we both said no. We could not come to an agreement. So my thing is that you can say. So my thing is, how can Adidas say yes, but Nike can't say no?
What? Because
Easy.
that's a bad part. That's a bad
No, I'll
part.
break it down. Okay. Right? So I wanted creative rights with Nike. I didn't get that. Obviously, they said no to that. Right? So in turn, Kanye walks away. He says no as well. But they have to say no to what he's asking for in order for him to walk away. That's the only way he can walk away. Is if they
That's
say no
agreed to that. I agree to that statement.
Okay.
But they didn't say no to the contract though.
Who
They
did?
said
wanted
no to
something
the
else.
revised contract.
Correct. And what I'm trying to explain is
Who
they
didn't
still
say no?
wanted him,
Who
but
didn't
he
say
wasn't going to let up.
Right.
So
They
the
didn't want him enough.
negotiation-
They didn't want him enough that they said no.
The negotiation, they didn't believe in him.
Correct. I agree. So we can agree with that. Absolutely.
Right.
But Adidas believed in him enough
You hear me?
to say yes.
Yeah, we getting.
Okay.
No, so Adidas believed in him enough for him to want the same creative rights, right, and say yes. So my thing is that Nike. So in all, Nike told him no to what he wanted. Adidas told him yes to what he wanted, and Adidas made a great move. You have to tip your hat to Adidas because, like you're saying, because he was Kanye, and I get what you're saying, Jay. He was Kanye West. But he wasn't Balenciaga Kanye West. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't in the fashion world Kanye West, where you want to give him creative rights. You want to give a rapper creative rights, right?
Correct.
But he did it, and it's almost genius on Adidas for doing it, right? Because that's a hell of a chance. Because this dude might fall flat on his face 100%. But you know what? It may be a move that pays off, which it did for years, right? And now, unfortunately, you know,
yeah, but when you're Adidas, right? At the time, your adversary is Nike.
There it is. They're always chasing Nike. Absolutely.
You dig me?
Absolutely.
So he goes to Nike and provides his best sales pitch, and keep in mind he already produced a shoe through Nike. That did numbers. Those shoes did numbers.
Correct.
But did he have creative rights to that?
He did creative rights to the whole shoe.
He curated rights to the Red Octobers.
To the whole shoe.
So then Nike fumbles that then.
Nike no, listen, at the end of the day.
I just said he wasn't proven, but he had two shoes. So was wrong.
Yeah, but after he did that shoe, he went to them like, nah,
I want this.
I need all this.
Correct.
Nike said no. Right? So he said, okay, you say no, I'm going to Adidas, which is your number one adversary.
Yeah, for sure.
Adidas says, nigga, we chasing Nike every day for the last 20 years.
Right.
Of course, I got you, whatever you want.
But you got to give Adidas credit because Adidas goes, you got to look at it, right? Like when you're sitting at that
table. You got to give Adidas all the credit.
Because he's like, wow,
that was the best move for Adidas, and that was the best move for Kanye.
Right.
Because Kanye could stuck with Nike and just, got little 2, 3, 1.
It's credit to both of them. You're absolutely correct.
And
there,
just
right?
been satisfied with a shoe.
That's because he knew his worth.
Okay.
And they were playing games with him.
So now the narrative changes.
No, I mean that's the only thing.
How the narrative changes,
Nike, right?
How the narrative changes, DT?
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that's going to give Kanye confidence, right? Is that he believes his worth.
Seen his numbers.
Fuck you, Nike.
When he did the deal with Nike, okay, Nike's worth $45 trillion dollars.
That's Apple. Oh, go ahead.
What the fuck was Adidas worth?
I mean, yes, they're about
they were less. Yeah.
They're about 100 billion behind Nike for sure.
No. At the time, more.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just talking, but they're you know they're well behind is what I'm saying. You know,
Not well, way behind.
okay, well, way behind.
A Kanye and everything Kanye brought to the Adidas brand. Look, I don't know what year it was. Look at Adidas worth at the year that Kanye had the Nike deal to the year that he got the Adidas deal. Right? Look at that. Then look at it now. And then tell me I'm tripping. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying that he wasn't a major player. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying that.
So when they offer him $1 billion for Yeezy,
right,
is that valid or is he tripping?
is who tripping? Kanye?
Yeah.
No, no. Why would he? Is he tripping for not taking it? You're asking, or?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, most people.
Oh,
But he's consistent to what he did. He was consistent that believing in himself at Nike. He's consistent believing in himself at Adidas. So he's not going to take them.
Absolutely not, bro. Because now he's a playing part. He's a home name product.
So now he's got to get the factories and
now he has to do it himself.
Yeah, but he don't own nothing.
I'm sure he owns
Ye.
That's it. Ye, he owns Ye, but he don't own Adidas. He don't own the production. He don't own the whole. That's the whole point of the conversation.
But no, no? That's not the point of the conversation, bro.
You know they said right now that he's not even worth $1 billion, right?
He's about 400 million.
400, yeah.
Right. What are we talking about?
I don't understand what we're talking about. But so Kanye West now knows the game on productions, on factories,
distributing.
So he knows all that the intricate of the business. So now he's saying, "Oh, you don't want to fuck with me? I can do it myself." But can he?
You know,
he costs a lot of money. So my only concern for Kanye is, can he weather the storm?
Right.
Yeah, but this is what Sway told him when Kanye said, "You don't have all the answers, Sway."
Yes.
What the fuck are we talking about?
For me, tell him do it yourself.
My opinion is, can he weather the storm of owning his?
Yeah, but that's my whole point, bro. That's my whole point. Kanye said, "I'm the richest." Look at his interview. "I'm the richest black man in North American history. I'm worth $11 billion. He said that shit 2 weeks ago. Look at that shit.
Give it and take it.
Bitch, you worth 400 million right now. Mind you, 400 million is real money.
400 million is real money. That's what I was trying to tell you.
I'm not saying
Kanye West is 400 million and Andrew Tate is 400 million, but they're going for two different things.
Like 2 weeks ago, nobody could talk to you.
He in one of his interviews, he said,
"Mark my words.
How much money do you make?
Mark my words.
I make more money than you. So why you don't listen to me?" That's what he said in his
Mark
interviews,
my words,
bro.
Kanye gonna get on some Dame Dash shit right now.
You know, Dame Dash.
He hangs out with Dame Dash, bro.
Yeah, that's his guy.
If they would work together, it would be a different beast.
Yeah, that'd be.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000, bro. I don't fuck with him. I'm all
Dame
set.
Dash.
Kanye.
Oh, Kanye.
I'm all set with him.
Let me ask you a question. You don't fuck with Kanye West. Do you wear his sneakers?
No.
You don't wear his sneakers?
I don't got no.
I definitely don't. I think they're ugly as shit, to be real with you. Maybe it's me, but I think.
So you can't separate Kanye West being Kanye West with his vision, his
Now let's keep it
his
real.
fashion.
I'm gonna keep it a stack. If I saw a pair of Kanye's that I wanted to buy, like in the number, I would buy him. I wouldn't like not buy him. I don't fuck with him. I'm not there, but I just don't own no Kanye's. Matter of fact, I'm lying. I do own a pair of Kanye's. I got his flip flops. I got some flip flops. My bad, I forgot.
Well, I own shit of Kanye West. I'm just not a fan of it. I just think it looks crazy. I think sometimes he looks like he's got holes in his shirt and they call it fashion. He looks like a hobo. You know what I'm saying? It's weird to me. But I'm not in that circle. I think a lot of shit's weird to me.
I bought my daughter got
I'm dressed up as a cash cow right now. I'm showing
Kanye
you guys too.
slides. My son got Kanye slides. My daughter got Yeezys. My son got Yeezys. My wife got 15 different pairs. I just don't own them. But I'm not I don't not support the shit. I'm just saying that I don't fuck with his ideology. I just don't. Like, I don't buy into that shit. Like, I have a brain. I have a mind. Like, I think. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I live life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me that all of a sudden Kanye becomes anti-Semitic when for his first 10, 15 years of his career,
you never mentioned anything about it.
Kill yourself, my nigga. Like, I see where you going with it. You want to be the 2024.
I agree and disagree.
Like, I don't fuck with you, bro. Like,
you also remember, like, the circles change the more money you make, so he may not have around that.
I disagree because in his music,
say 2024.
In college dropout, he's speaking about that.
Yeah, I know. Kill yourself.
He is. He's speaking about that.
Is he?
Now, I don't remember with the Lauryn Hill one. With Lauryn Hill, that song, he's definitely talking about life. About black people, about white people. He's definitely talking about that.
Yo, bro, Kanye talks about everything. He's so confused. He don't even know where he's at in life. Like,
I think he's fooling himself, bro.
Today he's.
I do think he has diva in him. I do feel like
we talking about a man that makes gospel music.
Let me ask you a question. You think he humbled? This experience humbled himself?
No.
No?
Not at all.
You don't think he's scared?
No.
Oh wow.
Damn, you said no.
Did you see him say anything that makes you feel like he's real scared? Like he regrets what he did or said? Did you see that?
I think the facade he has to keep up, but I think he's scared.
Why? Could you just think that, or did he show you?
No, that's my opinion.
His back is against the wall. I mean, we're talking about a guy with $400 million, right? But his back's against the wall now because he has
a facade to bring up.
His passion for what he loves and wants to do is now.
He still has to bring out Kanye. He got to bring out Yeezys now. How he gonna do that with $400 million and produce? Because nobody's messing with him. He can't produce. He can't publish, and he has to find a factory. He has to find all this stuff by himself now. I think he's scared. My opinion. I think he's nervous.
So I got.
Turn your mic up a little bit, DT.
Your mic is low.
Go ahead, Lance.
No, so the reality is that his back is against the wall, but we'll see. We'll see. He might become a trillionaire. Who knows? Who knows? You can't. Don't count him out. I guess if you mess with him, and that's your guy. Don't count him out, and see what happens.
It's possible. It's possible.
Those basically my closing arguments for this off topic. We really went off on Kanye West because he seems to be the topic right now of all conversations. And
on my closing verse, I would say if you see the blueprint work, use the blueprint as well. We should come together. We should come in wholes. Together, we could take on anything. Single, solo is harder for us. Put us in a group, we could take over the world.
So who's together?
What Kanye was saying was Jewish. They all work together. But Jewish do it, Asian do it, Indian cultures do it. Everybody does it except minority. They hate each other. They envy the next person. What we need to do is come together and we can fucking take over the world. This is what H.G.R.G does for real estate. We have a community for you guys, so you guys can eat, because we eat it. But here's everything for you guys to eat. Come aboard.
Yeah, it's plug and play. That's it. You know, that's why we did it. Plug and play. Make it easy. Make it as simple as possible. You know, just you could be a landlord. That's what I'm saying. Nobody talks about that stuff. We have one person that said he only thought landlords were white. You know, like he never thought in his head that he could be a landlord. That's not us saying it. That's the people we work with saying it. You know, and that's the reality for most people. They think they can't achieve it, but you can. You know, and there's power in numbers. They always say that it's power in numbers. And you know, the more people, the bigger your community. You know, that safe place where you can help people grow, and we can create that. I mean, that'll be dope. Nothing's really stopping us at this point. Racism isn't stopping us right now. You know, the system isn't stopping us right now. You know, we can take total control.
Lance, my biggest thing like right now is that, I know, it's super sensitive to what people have said, anti-Semitic, and it's like big, Kyrie Irving, whatever's going on. And mind you, I'm not non-sensitive to what's going on, right? It bothers me that, you can have somebody drive into a crowd of African Americans, brown people, Puerto Ricans, whatever, drive a car into a whole crowd of people, kill, hurt, whatever. And, it gets the news for like a day, couple hours, whatever. You can have Colin Kaepernick take a knee for police brutality. You know what I'm saying? And then because there's big business behind, that it's frowned upon, right? So and I like Colin Kaepernick's idea, but I don't support Colin Kaepernick's end result. To me, he's sold out. That's my opinion. But it bothers me that he can make an anti-Semitic statement, comment, and it goes this platinum in 24 hours, right? At the Brooklyn Nets game, there's people in the front rows. They paid $25,000 a seat to wear a shirt that said, "Stop anti-Semitism," right? But when George Floyd got killed, when, all this police brutality and, the craziness happens, you don't have those same, respectfully, Jewish people in the front row wearing the same shirt saying, "Stop George Floyd's, stop the," you know what I'm saying? You don't got that happen. That don't happen. That don't happen.
That's why you have to build your own community, and you got to understand that, and you got to understand we can't look outside of for other people to come save you. You need to build your own community.
So, because I'm not pro Kanye, I'm not pro that. But my point is that, when you got somebody like a Kanye who makes a outlandish, statement to say A, B, C, D, E, I don't agree with nothing he said. But those people are willing to jump out the window because he said that, right? Because now you're affecting your kind, right? But when you're affecting our kind, you don't jump out the window. And then let me reiterate, you don't jump out the window like you're jumping out the window now. Now you'll spend $25,000 for a seat. 10 of you guys
make a statement
at a Brooklyn Nets game to make a statement, right? But when George Floyd got killed, right, by the police, like, not right. Or when something else happens, in a racist manner, you saying not just Jewish, Caucasians, Africans, Asians, whatever. You don't, when there was a couple weeks ago or months ago where the Asian community got affected by, I can't remember what it was, but they stuck together and they had the same type of protest.
Right.
Bro, why can't when African Americans, Puerto Ricans, Hispanics, anything of culture, why can't we all stick together and have the same shirt that says, stand against whatever? Why is it not that important at that time? Why is it only important when it's yours? Why?
Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of the human nature, and I get where you're coming from, but it's the same. It's the same thing where we can't blame anybody else, because you know what? The reality is that a little black girl gets shot playing in the park, and we don't keep that same energy from when a cop kills somebody. You see what I'm saying? That little girl gets killed. We're not out there, hunting for heads and marching and doing all that. And because it's a girl being shot by somebody that looks like her. You know what I'm saying? We don't hold that same energy, and that's the disconnect, right? So we're asking other people to hold that energy, but we don't hold that same energy. So we need to have that same energy for everybody across the board. And to be real with you, 15 years ago I would have never said anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But now that I've grown, and I am who I am now, you gotta have that same energy, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got daughters. I want you out there for me. I want my community out there for me, trying to, looking for heads to hunt, right? I don't just want out there if a cop, if a cop killed my kid, God forbid me even saying that, but you know what? Even if someone that looked like me killed my kid, you know what I'm saying? Like I want, and God forbid me once again saying that, but I want the same energy. Yeah. I don't want the same energy just for the police. I want the same energy for anybody that makes that type of move. You know what I'm saying?
Like, our show is not about anti anything. Like,
it sure ain't.
Bro,
it's a real estate show, bro.
It's definitely real estate.
we cultured up right here. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not like the norm. You know what I'm saying? Even if we were, we embrace that. You know what I'm saying? We embrace every culture, anything, by all means. But we also stand for what's right. We also stand for, it just bothers me.
That's how we got into the position that we're in now, man. You know what I'm saying? We're logical thinkers.
It bothers me. I have like a personal sentiment for anything or anybody that speaks negative upon another, whatever you've been born into. Like that tortures me to my soul.
But to just Jerry's point, man, it's gotta be us. It's on us now at this point, to hold us responsible. Yeah. The community you live in, you know what I'm saying, whether that's black or brown,
I forgot who said it. Oh, I know who said it. So Joey Badass, I don't know if you guys are familiar with him.
Yeah, he's a rapper.
Joey Badass said he is not going to blame it on the judge, the cops. He's not going to blame it. It's over for that. It's us.
That's right.
The finger's not going to be pointed to you.
Yeah.
Who shot Takeoff? That wasn't Jewish, like the DT said. It wasn't a Jewish guy who shot him.
Yeah.
It wasn't a cop who shot him.
Yeah.
It was us. It was us.
Takeoff didn't die by, a Jewish person or, whoever you want to,
or a cop or whatever. Yeah,
a cop or whatever, right? Or even, a school shooter, whatever that looks like, right? But, at the end of the day, like, figure it out.
Yeah. Be responsible for your kids, man. You know what? We're in not to go on ramble, but we're at a day and age now where I remember if I did something wrong in school, it was an ass whipping when I got home. Right. Now it's the teacher's fault. Right. You know what I'm saying? Kid can't do no wrong. Kid out here acting crazy, and you don't know how to discipline your kid properly, so he thinks that the world is his. You see what I'm saying? Or hers, where they can just do what they want to do. The foundation's at home, right? It starts in the house. So let's take care of the homes, and outside will be taken care of eventually. You see what I'm saying? But it's just we got to start from ground zero again.
Better, better.
You know, start from ground zero.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not here to preach to anybody, but it is what it is, man. At some point, we got to break the cycle. You know, why is it we got to move out and move into a white neighborhood to feel safe? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. You know, why is it when the neighborhood gets, you know, when there's gentrification in the neighborhood, all of a sudden the neighborhood's a lot safer? Fuck it, what are we talking about? Isn't that enough proof? Isn't that enough proof? Oh man, white people moving in and the crime rate's going down. Tell me how. Tell me how. Are we, you know what I'm saying? Like we can't get it together. We can't get it. Come on, man. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You know, and there's a lot of people that watch this and can give two shits, you know, and you're the people we want to get rid of. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Because these kids don't deserve that. This new generation coming up, they don't deserve that, you know, and you don't deserve to be around.
What do you think is like the answer? What's the solution? Obviously,
it's the kids.
Yeah,
you got we're lost already. This generation here, people, someone that's our age that can't put a sentence together, right? That is stuck in their ways, and that's it. They're lost. You know, and not saying that they can't change, but that's not where the focus needs to be. The focus needs to be on the youngins.
The issue with the youngins is there's no OGs telling them anything.
That's why it's got to be the parents, man. We can't rely on the OG. See, that's the thing. Jerry talking about the OG, right? Because that's how he came up off the block with an OG, right? We got to change that right there. So his kids don't have an OG. He's the OG in his house. My kids don't have an OG. I'm the OG in the house. I create the foundation. Your kids don't have an OG. You're the OG.
I heard some, like, I'm gonna say one of the illest things I ever like learned as maybe not the illest, but one of the dopest things I ever heard in life as an adult is that don't call me an OG, because OG means original gangster, right? So ain't nothing gangster about what I'm telling you. So don't tell me I'm a gangster. Call me big homie, because big homie cares about you. Big homie wants you to do the right thing. OG there's no morals, there's no principles to original gangsters, right? So OG, yeah, I hear you, but call me big homie if you're gonna call me something. But nevertheless, let me show you better than I can tell you. How do I show you? Look what I'm doing. You know, we got my nephews. Look, what you doing? Theo, what how do I buy a house? How old are you? All right, establish credit. You know, we go into our whole spiel, what we do for the, teens and people around our neighborhoods. So, like even right now, we're Halloween right now, right? We got costumes on. So after tonight, tomorrow, we focus on Thanksgiving, right? For Thanksgiving, we do turkey give outs. We thinking about homeless people. We thinking about, people for dinners and all this other stuff. But, we mentioned this because, it's a lot, bro. We do a lot for our community. We don't brag. We're not braggadocious people. Say, hey, we did a, but nevertheless, we're in tune. Ask about us. Look into our communities. We're tapped in. Ask about Jerry, just Jerry. Ask about Lance, the one and only. Ask about DT. We don't just talk about, whatever we don't do, like, we're actually out here doing things.
And that's why we brought, like I said, these conversations. That's why we did off topic, because we had a lot of these conversations, beforehand. That's how H.G.R.G came about. Us trying to, gather more people that look like us and show them a different way. And that's really what it is. But you know what? At the end of the day, like I always tell you guys, these off topic things, we're human. So this type of news hits us. We're really from that. And even if we reach one person, or just change one person's mindset, that's a win for us. But we'll let you go with that, and we'll see you on the next episode. Make sure you tune in to the H.G.R.G podcast. Go to hgrg.club. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you go ahead and you link up with us, and we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah. what they say. I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines.